Welcome back, Focus Learners. We have officially made it to the fifth and final part of this explainer series. But, notice how I said made it to, or rather, arrived. Because we're really framing this not as an end at all, but as an arrival point. Over our past 4 sessions, we've been tracking this profound shift in how we relate to the tools we build. And today we're stepping right out of the realm of theory and directly into the architecture of a totally new kind of space. We are looking at Quetra, the very first interface born entirely from the worldview we've been uncovering.
Okay, let's dive into this, because this core question changes absolutely everything about how we design technology. What if an AI interface began by helping you arrive before asking what you want? I mean, it's a profound shift, right? We are so used to technology just instantly demanding our input, our data, our attention from the absolute second we open it. But what we're about to explore here is a system that's literally designed to listen first. It's an interface that actually recognizes that you, the user, need a moment to return to your own baseline before you start generating or commanding anything. To really grasp why this matters, let's take a quick look at how we actually got here. In part 1, we entered the world before the interface. Remember that small, warm boat world where every single word carried weight? Then in part 2, we met the Navigator Codex, which taught us how to find our bearing and act carefully in a shared space. By part 3, we were examining the symbols that remember, the rope, the breath, the wind. And in part 4, we saw how the nut tree at the edge of the settlement served as this safe boundary, a model that waits well and offers a threshold. And that whole journey brings us directly to today, part 5, Quetra. We have finally reached the digital interface itself, built entirely upon all of these ancient memories.
Section 1. Arriving at the threshold.
So let's define exactly what we are looking at here. Quetra is a calm, privacy-first AI interface built around breath, attention, memory, and user agency. I want you to listen to those words carefully. There is absolutely no hype here. There are no wild claims about optimizing your consciousness or revolutionizing your workflow. None of that. It is grounded entirely in its intentional privacy-first foundation. It's an environment fundamentally designed to protect your attention, not harvest it. And you'll see this breaks the mold from the very first second of contact. Think about a standard interface. You open it up and boom, there's a blinking text cursor or some demanding prompt box asking for immediate generation. It immediately wants you to perform. But the Quetra interface? It gives you the quiet, rhythmic presence of a luminous white orb before any demand is ever made. The orb literally comes before the prompt box. It allows you, the user, to just simply arrive, take a breath, and gather your thoughts. Section 2, the first interface mechanics. Now, there is a super crucial distinction here between rhythm and intelligence. On one side, we have what's called the Ma experience. This is the rhythmic, visual entrainment layer. It's the breathing orb that actively helps you pace yourself. On the other side is Quetra, which is the actual intelligence. And this is a strict, concrete rule of the system. You do not chat with Ma. Ma is the somatic pacing, the pause, the breath. You chat with Quetra. The system just gives you the space to breathe first before you engage with the intelligence. And when you do finally engage, you'll see just how elegantly simple the architecture is. The structure is a clean, minimal triad: chat, explore, and settings. That's it. In chat, you send your messages to Quetra. In explore, you calmly browse capabilities and see exactly what the system knows about you. And in settings, you have direct, plain language controls that are always available. Notice what's missing here? There is no cluttered dashboard. There are no noisy notification feeds or complex multi-agent builder control panels. It is spatial, it's quiet, and it's intentionally minimal.
Moving right along to Section 3, Harmony and Human Agency.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it balances what we call the harmony axis. It's built on 3 pillars: privacy, performance, and personalization. Privacy ensures your right to boundaries, control, locality, and non-extraction. Performance delivers the speed, capability, reliability, and execution you actually need. And personalization provides memory, adaptation, continuity, and relevance. So harmony in Quetra is this carefully calibrated balance across these 3 pillars. But it's based entirely on your choices. If you want maximum privacy, the system routes tasks locally. If you need higher performance, you adjust the dial. You are always the sovereign one turning the dials. And this highlights a massive boundary the system absolutely refuses to cross. Harmony is a user-governed balance. It is never a gamified score, an achievement badge, or a measure of personal worth.
Quetra completely rejects that modern tech habit of turning harmony into some performative wellness score. Sure, the interface might indicate conditions of coherence, like maybe the orb shifts slightly in its tint to reflect your current setting's tension, but it will never rank you. It will never tell you that you've unlocked your highest self or hit a 10-day coherence streak, because your worth is not a metric to be tracked.
Section 4. Technology serving the field. This right here is the boundary wall. Quetra is not a generic AI assistant. It's not just another chatbot wrapper. It is absolutely not an engagement harvester trying to monopolize your screen time. It's not a crypto wallet or a chain-first product. And it is definitely not a surveillance coach telling you how to live your life. By explicitly avoiding these exact traps, Quetra proves it's built to actually cultivate attunement rather than just competing for your attention like everything else out there.
Which brings us to the foundational axiom of the entire second weaving. Technology serves the field. Tools must not become ends in themselves. They exist to support the lived relation between people, their environments, and their memories. In a healthy civilization, attunement simply must precede a generation. We have to remember how to listen before we decide what to build. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up our arrival here. If an AI interface finally listens before it generates, what will you choose to say? When the digital world stops demanding your immediate reaction and instead offers you a quiet threshold, a real place to arrive, how does that change your intention? I really hope this explainer has left you completely fascinated and eager to explore this threshold for yourself.
Follow Fidelitas for the next chapter.